What's up you guys? So as I mentioned in my first video on this channel, I am planning to go on a bike tour. So if the coronavirus allows it, we are going to start our travel in 1 month. And today I'm going to walk you through the planning we've already done and are doing right now, and what it takes to plan a journey like this. So yeah, let's finish making the tasty coffee here and then we'll continue with planning a journey. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's really talk about planning a journey. So the number one thing is to choose a destination or a place you want to go, or just an area, whatever it is you want to go or visit. And then really gather all the information you can get about the local laws, restrictions, and also the local climate, maybe even the local infrastructure if you're thinking about using public services, or if you need to make sure that the roads are okay. Whatever it is you need to know, really make sure to plan that in advance. There of course also could be the idea that you don't want to know where you're traveling and you just want to like start with your minivan or whatever and just head, let's say, east or whatever it is. And then of course this point doesn't really make sense for you, but you should still maybe be aware of what the laws in the countries you might travel through are, so that you know that you're always on the safe side. Another thing that right now is really important are the corona restrictions and guidelines. I'm probably going to travel to Sweden with my good friend. Sweden actually still allows traveling if you are aware of keeping the distance to others and all of that. It's also really good that we're traveling by bike, because now we can still travel but keep the distance to the local population and not be a danger for anybody there. Next up is the question how you want to travel. For me that's traveling by bike and maybe using public service at one or another point, but basically we are going to travel by bike. But for you that could be another thing. Maybe you want to travel by car or by van, maybe you want to go hiking, I don't know, whatever it is. Once you know that, you can gather more information regarding your device of transportation, let's say. And so you can see maybe if you're going hiking or traveling by bike, so you can see where are campsites where I can stay. Do I want to stay in a hotel? Do I know friends who live there? Do I want to do like daily tours from one point, or do I want to travel consistent from point A to, in the end, point B? And all of that, you can figure that out for yourself, and once you know that, it helps you a lot, because then you already have a rough idea of how your journey is going to look like. These points 1 and 2 can of course also be changed the other way around, because if your focus is mainly on your transportation tool, then you should of course check that out first and figure out for yourself how you want to travel, and then you can look afterwards where you want to travel, or maybe it even comes together. But yeah, these 2 points are just very helpful in whichever way around to get a rough idea. Yo, it's me from the editing here, and something I did mention and totally forgot is the factor of time, which of course is really important and you shouldn't forget about that. It can be a limitation or it can be an opportunity, but when choosing your destination you of course also should look at the factor of time to see if it's worth it, if it even works and all of that. So keep that in mind as another point which you should incorporate in your planning. In the end, there's still point 3, which is buying the equipment you still need and looking for different alternatives. So for example, me and my good friend, we already bought a tent because we need one, because we are going to travel by bike using mainly a tent as our sleeping accommodation. So we were really looking for different alternatives. What tents are there? We even read a few articles about tents and which tent suits our interests best. Another thing is that I am right now repairing my bike, since I used it over a year now and there are many pieces which are just too used to take them for such a journey. For example, my sprockets, at least Google says that they're called sprockets, I don't know, were really used, and I had to change them, which I am doing right now. So I'm buying just new pieces for my bicycle and also the needed tools to repair all of that and to have that on the journey as well. So yeah, I even made a list for me to see what things I still need. And recently my good friend Timon and I, we even made a mind map to really see what things we need and which of them we already have and which we still need to buy. And of course there are a lot of tiny things we still need to buy, for example a compass, because that could potentially save our lives. It would be great to have something that saves our life. So yeah, we still need a compass. Yeah, that way we can make sure that everything that comes to mind is on a list. To those of you who are wondering how our state of preparation, so from my good friend Timon and me, is, we, as I already mentioned, made a mind map now and are buying things, for example also maps, which we still need, and are preparing everything. Our original plan was to travel to Norway as well. Norway right now has closed borders due to the coronavirus. So we are probably just going to Sweden and then directly to Iceland. And maybe we'll visit the Faroe Islands in between. I hope they're called that way in English, but I don't know. So yeah, that's our plan right now. As I mentioned, we already have a tent. I already have some bike bags. Timon now bought a proper bike for this tour. I'm going to use my mountain bike, which maybe isn't the best choice, but it works for that purpose. And yeah, I really like the bike, so I actually just want to take the bike on that tour. Yeah, so preparation is in process. We are planning heavily, but we can't be sure what works and what doesn't due to Corona. And we don't want to violate any laws or be in any harm to the local population where we're traveling to. So that's really important to us, that we are traveling in a way that it works for us and also for others where we are traveling. So yeah, I think that was it. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, maybe, don't know, consider liking. Yeah, basically just do all the things YouTubers tell you to do if you feel like it. If you don't, then don't. Have a good one, do something that makes you happy. Goodbye.